Okay, here we go. Are we ready to go?
It's loading.
All right, I think we're loading. So if we're live, I'll just wait for it to load. Hello, Life Vantage. This is Darren Jensen coming to you live from our Studio B here in Salt Lake City, Utah. It is a beautiful day here in Salt Lake. We're finally heating back up again. We've been in a cold spell. Matter of fact, for the last few days, I was up in the mountains on a reenactment of the pioneer hand carts. You know, where pioneers back in the 1850s were dragging hand carts across the plains. And I was with a group of about 500 youth reenacting this. And 27.3 miles later, pulling either uphill or downhill, I am back. And I have to say, it feels good to be back. Feels good to have a hot shower. It feels good to not be pulling a hand cart over rocks. But, you know, it's never a dull day out here at the Life Vantage headquarters. Well, today is a continuation of our doctor series. And we have Dr. Svetlana Silverman with us. And honestly, she's one of my favorite doctors that we have in all of Life Vantage. She has just the most unique and great personality. I'm sure that many of you have either seen her on stage or you've run into her at the events. One of the reasons why we highlight our doctors and we highlight our movers and shakers is because we are one big family. And as you see them, these people that are on our Facebook Lives, if you see them at an event, stop, talk to them and say hi. And you find that they're just incredible people. And so before we get into to talking about Sveta and having her share some of her knowledge, as always, we give away something. And Brady, good with his throw, as always. Got a biohacking t-shirt that we'll be giving away. So in the comment section, make sure you put down your name, city, state, country where applicable, and we'll get you into the drawing for these cool biohacking shirts. Hopefully this is my size. I may need this one. Hey, it is my size. I may have to borrow it permanently. Anyway, well, as you know, we have Elite Academy coming up. It's our 10th anniversary as a company. The Elite Academy is in Kansas City, July 18th through the 20th. If you have not got your tickets, make sure that you get your tickets, get there, because it is going to be historic, as always. Our 10-year anniversary. We hope to have a lot of great announcements and fun activities. We're going to have a big party, big 10-year celebration, so make sure that you're there. All right, with that said, let's get on to our interview today. As I mentioned, we have Dr. Svetlana Silverman with us. And really, rather than me just read through her bio, I think Sveta is so much better at explaining who she is, what she specializes in, what her titles are. And so with that, let me just welcome Dr. Silverman. Sveta, welcome. We're glad to have you on today.
Thank you so much, Darren, and thanks for the kind words.
Thank you. It's, you know, like I said, you're one of my favorite doctors that we have. You just have the greatest personality. And why don't you tell everybody, for those that have never had the opportunity to talk to you or see you on stage, kind of give us a little bit of your background. What's your title? What do you specialize in? And tell us about yourself.
Thank you. So as you see, guys, this is a microscope. Basically one of the best models in the world. So I'm a conventional doctor with a passion for education, disease prevention, and health promotion. And I am a surgical pathologist in Alberta, Canada, with breast pathology expertise. I'm an associate clinical professor at the University of Alberta, former pediatric surgeon from the Soviet Union. And that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. And since 2013, I joined Life Vantage.
Great. So you said you joined Life Vantage in 2013.
Yes.
How were you introduced to Life Vantage?
Incredible Marisa Harrelson, who is now a Pro 8 with Life Vantage and who is also an amazing gifted yoga instructor. I attended one of her classes and she struck a conversation with me. The rest is history. So you need to understand that my story to health is very personal. It started with my mother. I lost my mother in 2004 to severe cancer. And by then I was almost double trained conventional medical doctor. And conventional medicine per se didn't help us. I started looking around. I started learning health. I started learning foods, and I started learning cellular upregulation. So, and then Marisa talked to me. So I am a teacher and I'm a student. So since 2004, I'm learning. And in 2013, I started learning about what actually Vitality Stack brings. My main concept, and this is who I am a doctor of choices. And what I stand by is that health and quality of living, quality of life equals knowledge and choices. And that's what I do per se in Life Vantage. I teach people. I make friends. I teach people. I change people's lives. This is the destiny. This is my destiny. And this is my legacy. And Life Vantage is one of those vehicles. And thank you for Life Vantage. And thank you to Life Vantage products. Because with the products, what I do, I learn, I read, I learn. And as the conventional cancer specialist, I try to implement the knowledge of conventional medicine and the knowledge of cells with the knowledge of health, with the knowledge of nutrigenomics, with the knowledge of epigenetics. I need to make sense. And from that perspective, I will teach people.
That's great. A great introduction. I was thinking back to before where, I mean, you're a very well-known physician, and I can imagine, because I know Marisa, who you said approached you at your yoga, when you were taking yoga. And I know for most people, it may be kind of intimidating to approach a renowned physician and start talking to them about health products. And I know that up in where you're at in Canada, there's some really weird rules about what doctors can and can't do. But from a layman's standpoint, if I were to run into someone like you, whether it's in the United States or Taiwan or in Canada, is there a way that maybe we should approach you, or how would you suggest, how would we strike up a conversation with somebody, that's a medical professional or a doctor?
This is a great question, Darren. Thank you so much. Now with Marisa didn't know that I'm a physician. In the hot yoga studio, we're all the same, we're all on the mat. But what separates us in Life Vantage, we listen. We listen to a person, we strike a conversation. She struck a conversation with me. And that conversation led to a question, what do you do for a living? I'm a physician. And she said, oh boy, you need to know about this. You just need to know about this. That's all. And I was open-minded. Now, as a physician and a doctor, in translation is a teacher. And I think of myself as a teacher and a healer. So first and foremost for me, it's a person. And how can I help this person to get healthy? How can I teach anything to get this? So number one, I listen to everyone, and I listen to physicians, obviously, and I listen to people. And they will absolutely tell me what's their pain. And as the physician, my job is to know everything about the disease. whether it's a conventional medicine, whether it's genetics of the disease, whether it's a conventional treatment of the disease, or what are the different modalities? What is Ayurvedic medicine does? What is traditional Chinese medicine did? So I learned about herbs and foods and the concept and the cellular health. Obviously, in Life Vantage, it's not about treating, curing, mitigating disease, but what struck me there, oh my God, it's all about cellular health. It makes total sense.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the product. One of the areas we wanted to focus on in this Facebook Live has been with the Vitality Stack. And you'd mentioned it a little bit earlier. Let's say that before we get into more of the specifics, let's start really high level. Let's pretend that you're on an elevator and somebody asks you about the Vitality Stack, or somehow conversations started about Vitality Stack. What's your elevator pitch about that grouping of products?
Well, if somebody asked me about the Vitality Stack in an elevator somewhere, not knowing, I will raise my eyes. It's like, how did you know about it? How did you hear about it? Because I absolutely believe that we're pioneers. And that's a whole thing, that to talk about cells and cellular health, this is like enchanting. So again, this strikes the conversation. Vitality Stack, very, very important. With all my knowledge, I kind of build the laws of health for me. I believe that happy and healthy cells have to be clean. That is why we need to have an NRF2 upregulation. Now, we are nutrigenomics, and what I like to teach a concept which is called inflammaging. Meaning that we age, we get older. When we get older, our cells start failing. Their protective, defensing, cleaning apparatuses are not working right. Can we boost it? Can we bring it back? Here comes my NRF2 activation. This is number one. To me, clean cell is a foundation of health. So that is why my excitement on number one, NRF2 activator per tandem. Number two, everybody wants energy. Everybody. I'm sure, Darren, you would like more energy, right?
After pulling a handcart for 27 miles, yes, I would.
There you go.
Like
So exactly. So then our second step is our mitochondria. That is our powerhouse. That is our gene protector. This is incredible. So for us to have a product that turns on mitochondrial genes is so critically important. So that's part two. This is part two of Vitality Stack. And I always talk about 1-2 punch. Clean the cells, boost your mitochondria, and see how much younger you start feeling. More energy, more vitality, more concentration. I have my Axio in multiple bottles. Don't look at the bottle. I just like the glass bottles and a lot of liquid in it. But it's Axio. Number three, and I will not go in order because number one is the cellular health. We're talking our omegas. Fatty acids, essential fatty acids, are absolutely critically important for cellular functioning. Yesterday, we had an amazing Zoom with Lapshas, and it was about neuroplasticity. We have to think, and our omegas allow our cells to think better. We need omegas for cellular health again. Number three. And number four, everybody needs to be on probiotics. Our probio, the fourth part of Vitality Stack, is so critically important because we know about brain-gut connection. I just attended on a weekend. My weekend was, I was a presenter at the Alberta Empowering Women event, and we were talking about gut and microgut health. So here comes the probiotics. So to me, that concept of vitality stack, Vita, life, vitality stack is so critically important and essential, meaning that clean the cells, boost the mitochondria, upregulate your microgut, and indeed take care of your cellular membranes, our fish oils, our omegas. But what stands with Vitality Stack is the quality of the products. The quality of the products. Well, the science doesn't really kind of harm us either. Having 26 peer-reviewed studies, that is the validation for healthcare professionals. That would open eyes to medical doctors, because we need those papers.
That's a great and passionate explanation of why everybody should definitely be taking the Vitality Stack. Thank you. Well, let's talk about taking the Vitality Stack. Is there a specific time of day? Obviously, it's kind of an everyday product, but can you kind of go over how you would recommend that it be taken?
Well, let's talk about my husband.
Okay.
Because let's say you can say that I'm different, meaning that I will adjust the supplementation regimen and stuff. And I'm thinking my husband, for him to take his supplements, it has to be one pulse. I will not ask my husband to take this now and 4 hours later something else, and at the end of the day something else. It's not going to work. That is why our Vitality Stack is so simple. Just take it. Find the time in the day and take it. If you take it in the morning, it's great. If you take it in the afternoon, it's great. If you take it in the evening, it's great. Take it once a day, just take it. And then we'll see how well you're going to do. And we can always play with this. Oh, morning is not convenient for me. So how is about if I take it with my supper? Take it with your supper.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know for me, I'm like your husband. I'm not one for taking pills at different times. I like to have a set time. Typically, I take, well, not that I recommend this to everybody, but I take sometimes more of some and others, and then I have some other things that I take. So I take about 34 actual different pills a day. So I take them in 2 groupings. I have a morning and a night. Just makes it easy for me. I have some that work better at night, some that work better in the morning, and just taking them seems to do good.
Exactly, absolutely, and that's what it is. And then, as you said, we have such clean and such amazing products. So, for example, I actually like to take double dose of omegas, and on occasion, considering how important the probiotics are, I will do the pulses. I will take Probia, double dose for a month or so, because I just want to, for example, when we are early spring, we're so depleted. There are no nutrients, at least in Alberta. So just take it. And again, listen to the body. Listen to the body. Vitality Stack, as I said, to me, is essential. Essential means I have to have it in my body. And also, I always encourage every distributor, you have to run by example. You have to take the products. How can you promote your products if you're not taking it? You have to be the example. You have to be on Vitality Stack. You have to drink Axio.
What about the new prebiotic that we have out? Any recommendations on that? How to use it? Can I take it with Vitality Stack? Because I know that's one of our newer products. Why don't you kind of give us your thoughts on it, how it should be used, some of the benefits you see from it, stuff like that?
Awesome question. Let me make a joke and ask you a question.
Okay.
Have you had breakfast?
I have.
Are you going to have lunch?
I am.
Good. Now, we are 90% bugs and 10% flesh. So I feed myself And I know that my bugs, my microbiota is extremely important because it boosts my immune system. It helps with my thinking, serotonin and stuff. I need to feed them. The bugs need to eat. So that is why prebiotics are absolutely critical. You know, let's say now the regulations, the USDA regulations per se, the FDA regulations are about 10 to 15 grams of fiber a day. Nearly not enough in my books, nearly not enough. 100 years ago, or over 100 years ago, well over 100 grams was consumed by people. Now our diet is completely different. Prebiotics are critically important to boost and to sustain the viability of probiotics. I love the combination of our prebiotics because it feeds the composition of prebiotics that we have our probio that gives us probiotics that is good for small bowel, large bowel, different parts of bowel. And this is different probiotics. So those different probiotics, they're fed on different types of food, different types of prebiotics. So the composition of prebiotics is so good, is so precise. Number one. Number two, there is an ingredient in our prebiotics, which is called fucoidin. Fucoidin, which comes from seaweeds, is actually a natural antibiotic. So not only our prebiotic composition feeds the microgut, but it also protects the microgut. Absolutely. You gotta, again, it's like we're expanding. It's a vitality stack and prebiotic, and it's an absolute must. Plus, it tastes pretty good.
I didn't hear much of your explanation. I was still in shock about being mostly bugs, and I'll probably wake up at night in a nightmare. I'm saying that jokefully, but yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we got to look at a holistic approach to life. Well, Dr. Silverman, I want to thank you for joining us. You're always so kind to take time out of your busy day and share with all of the Life Vantage family around the world your knowledge. And like you said, you're a teacher and you're a healer, you're a doctor, and thank you for sharing those talents with all of us. I guess one final question that I just ask you is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Why are you doing what you do with Life Vantage? Because I know that there are weird rules in Canada about what doctors can and can't do. And what drives you?
Helping people. My mission in life is a healer. I change people's lives, one person at a time. If I make you smile, my mission is accomplished. If I help you to feel better, my mission is accomplished. If I educate you and now you're making wiser and healthier decisions, my mission is accomplished. That is my why. I change people's lives.
I can't think of a better why than that. Well, Dr. Silverman, thank you. It's been a pleasure as always. I look forward to seeing you here coming up. Hopefully you're going to be out at the Lead Academy, again, just as a reminder, in Kansas City, July 18th through the 20th. So we'll look forward to seeing you all there. Look forward to seeing you, Sveta, too. So from all of us here at Life Vantage, and also from Dr. Silverman, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll see you all soon. Bye.
Ciao, guys.